It's looking really good. Oh, this looks amazing. South by starts 2 weeks tomorrow. So realistically, we really want to be ready in 2 weeks, don't we? So we can all test it.
Yeah, the kind of rough outline I put of the tasks from the Trello board lines up so that it finishes next week.
So what do you do in the cinema? Basically, there's the big one. Because the arcade thing, it's got games in it. He's pissed to figure out just whatever games we can put in it. We've got this cinema space, and again, that's got to be our Superla watch, right? It's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah, but I think that's the easy one, isn't it? We just choose the best stuff.
Yeah, he's put stuff that people care about as well, I think.
Yeah, but things like, obviously not internal comms stuff, but things like the whole City of Culture cinema ad, that can go in there.
But
we don't have loads of things.
No. But my thought process is you don't have them watch individual videos. Have them watch. The only thing that's worth watching there is the reel, is it not? Maybe? Or
need a new reel?
Yeah, and then individual, possibly like travel ones and blah 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 ones or whatever.
Is there only one cinema screen?
It's like content. Well, how it's set up at the moment. I don't know if we want to keep using it, but it's just that kind of essentially it's like a video viewer, like the same as the video interactions, but just in a different space.
But like we should do again. People are not going to watch this.
How you dress it up.
No one's going to go in there and watch 5 15 Superla videos. Not going to happen. I wouldn't even do it, right? So it's got to be about a bit of theatre. So when somebody goes in, we'll do the Pearl. Maybe we'll do the Pearl and Dean thing first. That film. We only need one film, and it only needs to be 2 or 3 minutes long because I don't think people are going to watch more than that, and it'll just be a speech. So Lucy, the concession stand to find out more, and then Lucy might be on the concession stand talking about the space before. I think that is all space needs to do. I don't think we need to go too crazy. So maybe the show reel will have to be that Pearl and Dean intro with just a refreshed show reel.
80s show reel?
Yeah, let's go with it, man. Lead in.
Excellent. 80s show reel. I've been looking for an excuse to use all those VHS photos.
How do you go about making the world feel like immersive?
Well, first of all, lots of what does a 1980s store look like?
A US one.
My reference points were a little bit off, but I'd say it's getting the personality of it, and again, although we're on time restrictions, getting in little details that count. Stuff like in the video rentals, having relevant posters in the window, stuff that would have existed then.
Oh, it looks so seedy. It looks so seedy. What are you selling in there, Stu?
Giving it a bit of personality. There was a lot of back and forth on the naming of the stores, because obviously we want references in there.
This is
T100.
T100 technology outlet.
T100, brilliant.
Here's the T1000, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, but if it was T1000, you wouldn't want to go in.
Yeah, we've got to walk this careful line of going. We want to reference stuff, but also not get sued at the same time. It's like, can you get? We're paying homage to things, but realistically, Disney, anything Star Wars related, No.
Yeah, we're gonna have to swap that out at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, last time I went in, we had like 50 R2D2s walking around.
Yeah, Connie used them as the NPC models. So. I think it's what we need to figure out what we're actually doing with these video zones and the chat zones and stuff, don't we? And where they need to be. I don't think we really know yet. I know they're all the tables essentially. I think my head was always going to be the diner was where people go to talk and have meetings.
We were speaking earlier about when you do the one-on-one chats in the table areas, the actual character moves into position in the tables as well.
Yeah, that's on my list for this week. I've just finished fixing an issue when people left the kick button wasn't disappearing for them, so that's now fixed. But yeah, that's on my list for this week in terms of setting, having them being able to move, just so we can have a bit more visual feedback for whoever's in the call. We can also have it sync up, to show who, how many seats are available in a call. I think the idea was it video calls potentially? Will we limit them to 8, or what was the
Don't let them go over 6, I don't think.
8. I mean, 8 looks good in terms of UI wise, and I know it's
But
system wise it's not a problem because it's 2 rows of 4 and it fits quite nicely.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are those video calls going to be there? Why are we going to have all this? We know the diner isn't video calls, it's just audio calls.
I believe that was just, or the idea for that was just audio calls. I think video calls could be in, is it like Radio Shack or whatever the store was, but having something on the wall, like, you know, it's kind of a row of TVs that match kind of the layout of the video call. So it'd be 2 rows of 4, but that would then match, you know, you can interact with that and pulls up the UI. So all the calls are done through UI now, so it's easier to contain them and kind of handle the admin permissions, things like that. But it means that we don't have to try and stick them in the right position to, you know, fit over screens, things like that.
It'd be good to show off the functionality of being able to download something, but what will the PDF be? We can make a PDF about what the space is, like a salesy thing, but would that just be on every PDF reader wherever we put them?
It's changing from like a PDF reader to being like an information point and not calling it like tote bag stuff. It's about downloading the relevant PDF doc for space playing watch, I suppose. It's understanding what we want people to do in it. Realistically, we just want them to sort of mill around the space like people would have done in the shopping mall in the 80s as well. There's games to play in there. There's a load of videos to watch. But the big thing that we've learned is that all that's irrelevant if people can't communicate with each other as well. So we've built in ways for people to talk, and there's video calling, and then there's chat, and there's ways to do selfies in there. All those things that become shareable and become interactions that people want to do, because otherwise we're not making a video game that's a level that you play through. It has to have these other bits, these other touch points that are. What are we doing for app rollout with and things like the avatar selector and all that sort of stuff?
I mean, if you want customization things, you could have people come in as a default character and then direct them to a clothing store, and we can just save their customization locally. You can just save it to player prefs or something, and then whenever they leave the store, that syncs across the network. And then anytime that syncs across the network, so when they join next time, it'll pull from those player prefs and kind of have their customization. So we're not trying to, I mean, this is assuming that, you know, that API call isn't going to exist.
So there, what you click, so I'm assuming that the video players, that's the chat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's more there to draw your eye, so you can, whenever you hover over this, it'll get the prompt. And
What's that?
oh, this PDF, so the book, I kind of want it to be glowing with some kind of aura. Looks like it should when it's on something like that, I don't know.
So what else has been put in then? So you put all the emotes in there?
Yeah, well, we've got the first 2 in for testing. So there's a driving one, which was more just the only other animation we have in at the moment. And then, yeah, the dancing.
So bad.
That is ace.
So this is where we just need a render for like showing what they look like, just kind of, I don't know, in some kind of pose.
I've started to get put a lot of stuff together for that comment, so early next week.
Is there any other stuff?
I did think that it's not going to be an issue, Connor, if they're all different poses. I think they need.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fine.
cool. So they can all be like characterized poses.
Johnny 5.
Yeah.
25 and Co.
Johnny 5 and
Lights
Co.
and lighting.
So much of this goes over my head.
That makes us all feel bad.
You've never seen Short Circuit?
No,
That's another thing to watch
I've
this
not,
weekend.
not seen most films. I almost bought Transformers earlier so I could watch it later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got the power. of the
Is that $350 a company expense?
Well, that means everybody is allowed to spend $350 on Transformers, and then it suddenly becomes quite
Connor, you got rid of
expensive.
the cursor.
Yeah, I did.
Ace, nice one. That means I can capture stuff now. Cool.
Yeah, so I guess next week was more environment life. So kind of, like I said, things that bring, so code-wise, things that bring the space to life. But other than that, it's the settings menu, tutorial, the map and mini-map, and nameplates. It looks really cool with the shops laid out. It's like
It feels like a nightclub version of Meadowhall. I love it. I love it. It's amazing.
Explain it to other people from South by South by panel. They're like, oh, can we host something in there? I'm like, yeah, man, do what you want. The core of it is come and talk to us in our shopping mall.